Reversed major arcana. Is there something, a feeling of some kind of injustice? Or are you talking about this right now?
Um,
Draw another card.
um, Поставь.
The same as before, too. Something needs to be finished. A lot of things have piled up, and something needs to be completed. Well, what kind of injustice is there here? Maybe it's actually human justice after all. Sometimes we just slip into criticism. By the way, during the full moon in Pisces, you shouldn't fall into criticism, because otherwise, it creates a knot from the past. In Virgo, and Virgo has negative traits. It's being overly critical, not just grumbling. I'm a Virgo myself, so I know all the unpleasant energies of Virgos. And criticizing criticism is emotional violence, either towards yourself or the situation. Sometimes we even criticize God. Well, the situation, the way things turned out, nature, people, maybe even like that.
Но
I see that it seems like there are a lot of actions. A lot needs to be done at once. And maybe that's human injustice. Some legislation has changed. The laws have become stricter, tougher. So it's harder to do things like before. Well, for example, it used to be easier to get online, right? But now you need this and that, and a fifth thing, and a 10th thing. Maybe it's just age. Was it easier for someone before, like for a person, to run around getting things done? I used to be able to run to the store, visit my mom, I don't know, meet up with my girlfriends, but now I can't. Something purely human. I hope you're not going through any divorces right now, because those are legal proceedings, and they tend to go negatively against you. Or is that just how you see it? Sometimes, human justice is just how I see it. Something unfair is happening to me. For example, I want to sell something. I worked a lot, invested somewhere. I want to sell, say, real estate. I invested in it, but its price dropped, or I lost my job and found a new one. And now they pay less for this job, while prices in stores have gone up. Look, it's like there's still something else that needs to be finished.
м,
The major arcana, a feeling of heaviness, difficulty, like you have more things piled on you. I think that's what it is. Probably, well, no, you don't have that much judgment. It's just that you say, damn, I need to manage the new things and the old things too. So this girl, she's holding on to the Two of Wands, meaning she has something, and at the same time, she's doing something for the future. She doesn't want to let go of the past either. It's important to her. Yes, she's torn. This is important to me. I don't want to let go of this either. And at the same time, she needs to do something new somehow. Basically, it's some kind of dilemma. There's less judgment here. Well, yes. Maybe overall. After all, it's a major arcana that came up for you? Yes. Like some partners. Because with the Two of Wands, partners can show up, people. You evaluate the actions of some people as unfair to you? Well, on a larger scale, then it's some kind of government laws, government decisions. These are human rules. Rules, you could say. Something is going wrong, in your opinion? Yes. And here's the truth. Look, there are wands here and wands here, as if there have become a lot of actions.
много.
But maybe, yes, some unfair partners. That is, I work more, but my salary isn't being raised. I don't know. Something like that could happen, or what? I can't keep everything together. It's called, oh, look how
Щас.
I'm about to reveal it. Well, no, it's interesting. So what is it then? Hmm. Well, it's a board, I'll tell you now. I'll explain what it is. You really do have more expenses now. And it's hard to handle everything yourself. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe you don't want to do it, and you have to work, and, for example, do things at home, like two things at once. You just can't manage it all at the same time. Well, it's gotten a bit tough. Basically, it doesn't bother you that much. You say, well, I'll get through as much as I need to, Well, basically, this isn't really the reason for feeling some kind of injustice. Even the fact that you have to spend more money somewhere now, or you need to finish something, you say, oh, I've done even more, and I've been worse off. And, well, this situation isn't that bad. You've been through much worse situations. You've lost much more money, I don't know, or you've managed to do much more. It's not like that here, but there is a price for intuition. Look, intuition is about seeing things in images, in pictures, or feeling certain people, like sensing or having a premonition. And yes, everyone who has a gift, premonition, intuition. Well, whether you want to or not, you always worry. It affects you. It's like watching movies. And since you already know intuitively, this knowing, already knowing, look, it's not just a reversed priestess. Yes, someone who can be manipulated. She has already learned to control her intuition. She already knows. Her life has taught her that her premonitions are correct. And when you suddenly see something not very good, maybe in yourself or about your partner, of course you start to worry. Well, okay, when it comes to yourself, you tell yourself, so what? Will I spend more money or just not do it at all? Yes, like, I won't do something, well, I won't eat. I'll eat less. I don't know. Or I won't buy something. I'll manage. I don't care. I've had it even worse. But then there's your partner, like partners. Maybe kids if someone has them. Maybe a man if someone has one. How will he react to this? How will they react to this? And you realize that you can't decide for others. Thank you. Well, you can't carry everything for others all by yourself. Well, okay, little kids. We always, little kids. This responsibility even exists at the state level until you turn 18 or 21, depending on the country where you live. Well, or the law, yes. For example, if a child studies until the age of 21 or until finishing their education, then the parents support them.
М,
Well, or, it depends. It varies depending on where you are. Maybe,
м,
well, it's something like that.
м.
Maybe you signed some kind of contract. These are contracts signed in the past, right? Look, and you say, well, who cares? I can basically figure it out. I'm a responsible person, and I can figure it out. And some kind of criticism. Well, it's still criticism, it bothers me. Criticism. But when the node of the future is in Pisces, that's it. The water element. You can't criticize. You need to believe in yourself. How does this play out for you in general? Because I have a feeling that, well, it seems like you do believe in yourself, but maybe you don't believe in society or something like that. You criticize it, maybe you should just stop criticizing. Some man just dropped out here. Well, for some it's a child, for others it's really a man. Well, and just to understand from a karmic justice perspective, that you can't be responsible for someone's actions or inaction for their desires. Here we have the King of Cups. For a person's desires, maybe someone wants to drink, and you understand perfectly well that this person is destroying their own sense of justice. But, for example, you can't stop them. Well, even if you speak up and predict the future correctly, yes, predict it. But your kidneys will stop working. Yes. For example, the water element. A paired organ. 2. Yes, a paired organ. Your legs won't work. Your kidneys will stop. Something else. Maybe some kind of swelling.
А,
Well, in a positive way, it's just, let's say you're worried about your child, but they're already an adult. Probably. Okay, let's put it this way. Little kids, little ones. Little kids, well, we can't just put them on a leash either. Right here, exactly. A restless child who wants to explore and might stick their hands right into the fire, into an outlet, cut themselves, hurt themselves out of ignorance. And even if you try to drill it into their head, be quiet, well, Maybe they're hyperactive, in a fiery phase. Yes, little kids, they're moody, they want to be fussy. The first separation has started. I'm an adult, I know myself how to tie my shoes, where to stick a fork. Well, that's about little kids, but now about adults. Yeah, you want to protect them with all your might, but you realize you don't have the strength anymore, or you understand that it's already unfair. Then the child, well, this is the card of protection. You want to protect them with all your might. Here spiritually, this is the card of spiritual protection. Pray, I don't know, for your grown-up children. Well, if you see that there aren't enough resources in your garden, well, finances, let's say, then here, you've accumulated some kind of life energy over your whole life. And if you give it all away, you won't have enough left for yourself. Well then pray, yes. And tell him, encourage him, you can do it. I can help you this much. Yes. For example, well, I don't know. I can help you with something. The rest you're an adult. You can do it. I believe in you. You're just like me. I've been through even worse trials here. I don't know. That's just how it goes. Here you want to protect. To protect? Protection? Well, to put protection on an adult child, well, put up protection. By the way, you have energy from higher powers. Pray, just put a candle here. Any practices, protective amulets, you can use them here, right here. Everything is on your table. Look, you can energetically protect your adult children. This is help from higher powers. You have it. You have this experience. You can protect them. And you know, the strongest prayer is a mother's prayer. And faith in your child. If a mother doesn't believe in her child, that's the biggest curse. I don't believe that everything will work out. So maybe sometimes I help myself, holding them like a baby in my arms. That's the biggest curse. The child doesn't develop. Or simply, well, I don't believe. That's also, I don't believe in you. Just imagine yourself in that position. Yes, let's say your mom didn't believe in you. You say, I really want to, I know, go to the capital, become someone there. I don't know, just become someone. Yes, everyone has their own dreams. And your mom, out of love, let's say, says, out of love, she says, sweetie, I'm so afraid you won't succeed. Look at Tanya, look at Manya. They didn't succeed. And you realize that they don't believe in you. It's like a curse, and you start to feel scared. These moon emotions start like, what if I die? What if, damn, I can't do it? Yeah, girls, you're not alone here, really. Oh, girls, don't scare me like that. I know I'll die if I don't change the situation right now. Oh, maybe it's true. Maybe you're still thinking about yourself. Protecting, well, an adult. Yes. Your inner child, the inner child is screaming. Yes, I just read it now. Yes, I know I'll die if I can't change the situation. It's some kind of nightmare, yes. Can you imagine how serious it is? And this foresight, you know it for sure, this card. And you say, I know it for sure. But then, if we're talking about adults, about adult children, we all have inside ourselves someone who is terribly afraid of anything new. It's comfortable for us to just sit and pray, Lord, I hope everything stays the same. I hope nothing changes. Even if it's small, let this comfort zone remain. I want to protect this little garden of mine. But staying in the same little garden all the time means nothing else will grow there. And in order to protect yourself, for example, you can put up this fence. For example, I really want to get married, but I'm afraid to let any goats into my garden, so I scare everyone away, putting up defenses everywhere. So it turns out I'm lonely. I'm afraid of being alone. And what happens? I end up alone, and you know that. Or I'm so afraid of surgery, I don't know. Or chemotherapy, let's say. Fish is the medicine. Or I'm afraid to stop drinking fish. Neptune, by the way, we have... The moon is conjunct with Neptune, and that's a planet. Of the greatest spiritual desires, and the very biggest ones. Delusions, fears. Where, for example, I'm very afraid, and I get exactly what I'm afraid of. I'm so afraid that I start to believe in it. And so, well, get the Vaseline ready, and there will be karma that you can literally see having its way with you in every possible way. Dreamed places dream dreams. When, as they say, it's called, I don't, look. The knot of the future is in Pisces. I believe in myself. I'm not afraid to take a step. So, once again, I want to ask, who has read it? It's right in front of my eyes. You know why?
Should have done.
These are glasses. I brought them from Italy.
Um,
I was,
mm,
I visited one. What is it called correctly? Basilica, Bologna. Anyway, there is such a very, very beautiful cathedral. It's unfinished. It's guarded by the police. Because there, according to
mm,
Dante, for those who have read Dante's Nine Circles of Hell, and there is a fresco in the cathedral. There is a fresco that shows the 9 circles of hell. There are several of them. It's not exactly a fresco, you know. It's more like a painting. But it's not Botticelli here. It's a fence. They keep it there. If you want to see it several times. Now there are terrorist attacks to blow it up. So that's why it came to my mind. I just have these vivid memories. Straight from that cathedral, I was amazed there. I spent a long, long time looking at those 9 circles of hell, and there the devil is devouring those souls. But the point is, do you remember what I started with? Everything that's up there in the higher realms, choosing the vibrations of the incorporeal, is exactly the same in the lower energies. Here is the energy of the moon, of light, of God. I don't know. It's incorporeal. Everything. Well, kind of. Even though the moon has mass. But the energy of light, yes, step by step, light, God, divine energy and darkness. And we divide everything only here, on earth. Well, basically, it's all one here. So what does the soul go through? Is that also the energy of light? Scientists have proven that there is divine energy. It doesn't matter. Philosophers have existed all the time. When I was in this cathedral, I was just amazed by this, you see. From this cathedral, right there, the cars, the illuminated tree. Well, that's why this idea came to me. Of course, it's not Botticelli himself there. There's a different fresco and 9 circles. And this hell, it's not somewhere else. Because everything is one, here, the earth. It's all right here. What we believe in here is what happens. Maybe that's why this month, the lunar month. Oh, by the way, it actually fell on you, Yakata. You are this earthly energy, earthly na, and we will be asking questions on it. And that's what we're making you. You are the manifestation of Yegikata here, the strongest intuition. Here is the material energy. You see, the green card. Money, material, it doesn't matter. Energy. Yes, we can see here by what you believe in. And it will be given to you. Maybe that's why Mercury is completely stationary on the node of the future, in conjunction with the highest Neptune, which can materialize and realize the highest desire of our soul. But if you believe that it's scary, something out there, well, you can prepare some Vaseline here on Earth. That's what's scary. What you are afraid of will have power over you if you don't believe in yourself. Well, that's the highest, the ultimate faith. But again, you can't. You could believe that you are God and that you can decide for others. Look, this card didn't come up for no reason either. There are people who are dear to you, let's say. Well, for example, they are. They are immature. It's crazy. Immature men. Someone has love here or something else. Well, basically, what you believe in is what you attract. You might think that I am God and that I can change things. Hyper-control, for example, I'm afraid. And that's why, as a mother, I hyper-control, I squeeze, yes. I don't let them move. Movement is life. And if we want to make someone stationary so that they don't move anywhere, for example, whether it's a child or a man, yes, I, for instance, am very afraid that a man will cheat on me. I choose someone whom I can control. And what does it mean when there's no movement? To stop, yes. To stay in your comfort zone. That's death. That's asking for death. That is, death will come to the relationship anyway, and your fears will still control you. I want to control something so that it doesn't move or change. But on Earth, everything is always changing. The earthly element is always changing. And if you're afraid of changes, to move somewhere, to step out, right? It's important to just believe in yourself, to understand that I can't control everyone, and that there's something above us. Well, for example, the laws. Who makes them, that's above us. But I can control myself. Yes, not be afraid for myself. To take a step somewhere. Well, I don't know. To have surgery, to move to a new job, to try. Maybe sometimes you need to take a step back. Well, to realize that I can't keep, working 2 jobs anymore. For example, yes, like this card. I can't work 2 jobs. Here the girl, you see, she's working and doing something at home at the same time. I can't do 2 things at the same time anymore. It's a different time now. Well, or I can't be a mother to an adult child and, for example, I can't be a mother to a man at the same time. So I'm afraid that a man will cheat on me. That's why I choose someone I can control. But that's also the death of a relationship. It's stagnation. I'm basically asking for the end. Let nothing change. Everything will be suppressed. Then you might be heard, God might hear you. As they say, fate might hear you, and it will show you what will come from that. Well, it's scary. So you realize karma, like, look, here's the dilemma. I can't do something here anymore, in the earthly world, and I clearly understand karma and how I really don't want to go there. And so, there it is. You clearly see what you need to see in order to calmly make a decision later, so that my garden would become bigger, and not only zucchini and eggplants would grow there, but maybe a money tree would grow, or even a whole little house, some trees that I could build an entire house from. I need to expand. I need to take a step and not scare everyone with this scarecrow, right? To protect through spirituality, a stairway to heaven through spirituality. That's the kind of dilemma I have here. And you see everything so clearly. And for 28 days, you'll keep seeing it this way. And you already have all the knowledge. What should you do with it? You just need to take a deep breath. Meditate if you're really scared. Like, oh, it's too much. I just don't want to. Yeah, I just don't want to. Well, I hope you're not married to some jerk, because you can see it clearly then. So, look, this card also represents divorces. If I stay there, I know it will only get worse. There will be even more injustice. Or I know for sure that if I stay at an unfair job, or somewhere like that, yes, it will only get worse. Well, maybe this is exactly the time given to think, to ask yourself a question, because you know exactly how to protect yourself. You know that too. Yeah, arguments, questions, arguments in your head or with someone. Arguments right here. Yes, look here. Yes. Maybe you tend to criticize. You criticize some people. Stop criticizing some people. If they don't change, well, let them be. Let them live how they want. They have their own karma. Otherwise, you might get caught up in that karma. The most important thing is not to turn it into something ridiculous, because that's just pointless fuss. Yeah, we're sitting here discussing like, wow, what is this pointless fuss? You know what that is? I was talking about this divine comedy, yes, Dante. So listen, if I find it, I'll attach the video of when I was in that cathedral. Yeah, and there's that circle of hell. Well, Basically, you can find the painting itself and the description, the first circle. So before you enter hell on earth, what's above and what's below. Before you enter hell on earth, there's a vestibule like an entrance to hell. Pointless fuss, meaningless. There's no point in arguing with someone, blaming politicians, or criticizing laws. Well, you're just wasting your lifetime, sitting there doing nothing. Oh, remember, those were funny. Like Roshane and Jumpshut. And that comedy, yeah. And that fair-skinned comedic actor, right? And he was always sitting there, criticizing the television, saying, I know how things should be here. I know everything. But what's the point? It's pointless. He was just wasting his time for nothing. But he could have spent it not on arguments, but step by step, to do something in his life where he has influence. Maybe you just really dislike something, someone you can't influence, something about other people. You see, we are here all in freedom. Here we can do anything we want on earth, as long as we don't violate the free will and right of choice of other people. And if our free will and right of choice are violated, we protect ourselves through laws. If we can't protect ourselves through laws, we change our environment, we leave, and then we change what we can within our power to change. Yes, if we do that, it becomes easier for us, just on a human level. And then a higher power, higher justice, the Supreme Court, punishes those people who were unfair to us, just on a human level. When we let go and stop arguing with them or with ourselves, because right there, that's the entrance to hell itself. I think it's already either the 7th or 8th circle of hell. I just stood there for so long, looking at these frescoes, and they are truly impressive. They're grand, enormous. They really are striking.
E
Right before the actual fall into hell, it's cold there, by the way. It's icy. That's what happens when people have no soul. When people are soulless, it's deception. That's lies. Lies that give rise to the devil. And into the ice. Into the ice. Well, the first circles of hell end up in this infernal ice. These are human passions. Gluttony, money, greed, I don't know, covetousness, all of that. That's what happens. Yes, there are fiery energies there. Well, erotic pleasures. Pleasures for the body, like pigs. Yes, people there can't. They want to. They already want to enjoy something there. But the icy and the most terrifying infernal thing is the ice. It's soullessness. This is, for example, betraying a person's parents, for example, or a benefactor, someone who has given you good things. You should give something in return, yes. For example, I don't know, a teacher. To thank them, to show gratitude for that. Yes, but you pretend, manipulate, and deceive. You see, this is a lie, thinking they owe me. That's why I manipulate benefactors, deceive them. This is the very last thing before ending up in hell. Usually, a vivid example of this is, well, I hope you've never seen people like that at all. This is already the extreme. These are psychopaths, narcissists, or people who have become like narcissists themselves. Because before that, let's say the step like the 6th, let's say, level of hell, the circle of hell, these are the people who convince others that the world is soulless, that there is no soul, no God. So, for example, a narcissistic trauma. You encountered a narcissist, and he tormented you soullessly. Well, he's practically already in hell. He has a nightmare there, too. He thinks that no one loves him. His connections are broken. He doesn't have a limbic system. He doesn't feel his soul. The soul exists, but he doesn't feel it. And that's why he destroys everyone else and tries to prove to everyone that there is no God, no soul, that it's all empty, only money matters, only using everything as tools. And if, because of narcissistic trauma, you started treating others soullessly, meaning you yourself became a manipulator, like I'll just use everyone. Often that's how it works as a defense mechanism for me. That's how the world acted, like a soulless jerk. So now I'll be like that too. and that's it. And you go further down into hell, where there's no soul, and where you believe that no one has a soul, and you end up in the cold. You believe in that. And that's how the materialization of the hellish world happens on earth. Everyone around you is soulless, and you are soulless, and everyone just uses each other. That's the logic. When there's only one logic and that's it, and there's no soul for anyone. Well, that's basically what I wanted to say in general. And here it is. The threshold to hell. Empty fuss, emptiness. Or criticism. Here I am arguing. And in general, it's not even that you shouldn't waste time on it. I meet with the old ladies there. Yes. And we lump everyone together, as if there's neither good nor evil. Yes, we don't even see it in ourselves. And then later, well, here they say, you are under the protection of your guardian angel. Harmony, take responsibility for harmony. Well, I guess you know how to take responsibility for harmony. There are just certain doubts. Because you see, after all, you do a lot for this. And maybe, honestly, it's hard. In such a world, where there's been some kind of imbalance in human justice. Well, what kind of imbalance? We lived during wartime, and wars on Earth never really stop. Honestly, right now it's practically a third world war, because it's taken over the whole world, girls. Well, it's taken over the whole world. Everyone is suffering. Maybe this is just a kind of transition happening. Well, maybe it's hard for you to maintain harmony in all this obscurantism. Sorry. But remember that even when we have peace, well, it's not just some blatant narcissist or a psychopath without a soul who commits violence, but it's the world or laws, the state, some kind of human injustice happening all around. If we also start to violate others, or violate the world, hate it, or fall into despair, I hate you, my fate, I hate you, world. Because then it goes further when you start to feel anger toward the whole world, toward the creator of reality. You kicked a dog, a cat, or maybe you didn't help an old lady somewhere. I don't know. You close your soul. Left trash somewhere on the street. The world, nature. Yes, earthly nature, it's also divine, you see. Well, you know, what can I say? Do you still have some strength left? Yes, I do. There's an irritating factor. Well, maybe you just need to step back from something. If you can't handle something, just step back for now. That's also a strategy. Our whole world. Well, our life is always cyclical. Right now, we're looking at the new moon cycle. Then there will be a full moon. Yes, that's right. It's a cycle. Yes, there are small cycles. There are big yearly cycles. Yes, there are Saturn cycles. Yes, they go by years. And every time, karma catches up with us during this period. Yes, we have Uranian cycles, 7-year cycles. They kind of affect different areas. Right now, the Uranian 7-year cycle is coming to an end. It was affecting Taurus for us. And that's the comfort zone. Our energy, money, well, I don't know, loved ones with whom we felt comfortable. Somehow we had to change them. People were changing. Yes, Uranus is changing something.
uh,
But look, the aspects from Uranus are really great. So, even though it's in the last degrees there, and as I said, the new moon is in Pisces in the last degrees, but Uranus has good aspects, yes, it's also in the last degrees. Taurus, which if you've fallen into complete illusions, alcohol, constant judgment of something, in despair,
uh,
that's a complete illusion. Yes, that's negativity. Those are dirty emotions about the world, about God. Well, the highest, yes, spirituality is there. But without the soul, well, it's like when you freeze your own soul, his.
uh,
Yes, it's negative there. It can play out the other way around. People lose money. Well, for example, they start drinking and lose money. Maybe you see someone who is drinking right now. Yes, and you feel hurt about it. Yes, it's some kind of injustice. Why don't they see it? Well, we're not gods, right? So we can't do everything. I mean, we have free will. They wanted to hear us. They asked us, teach me. So you are a teacher. If someone asks you, teach me, then they won't argue with you. But if you try to teach them, then they will argue with you. That this way is better. That everything is fine. By the way, they might lose those last 2 degrees of Taurus. Completely lose their comfort zone. Get sick with something. Lose money or some income. Say, ugh, I'm not going to work anywhere at all. Maybe it's worth stepping back somewhere. Yes, and here, maybe for someone really, you see, because here it is. Some kind of partnership zone. You have a good one. After all, the card fell out. Yes, maybe, really, it's some man. Look, here a woman is sitting with a man. So, here it is, spirituality. It's hard to get there. To the higher levels of spirituality. Yes, to stop being this boring girl, well, in low vibrations. Yes, that's on a basic everyday level. When we criticize, Virgo is a critic. She's the harshest critic. Because she knows everything. Like, well, and that's why everyone leaves Virgo. Seriously. Because she can really get on your nerves. But I'm not talking about myself. Now, if the future node is Pisces, then the past node during the new moon is in Virgo. The axis, yes, listen. This is an echo of the recent eclipse cycles. I think that's why I'm feeling so much pressure, like I need this. Turns out, as a Virgo, I definitely have something Uranian going on. Something needs to be changed. Technology, equipment. Some innovations need to be introduced. So it turns out this is for everyone on the path to their dreams. That is, through it all. At the same time, stay in the positive energies of Virgo. Purity, calmness, prayers. Knowing how to do things, but not interfering with anyone or driving yourself crazy. By the way, you can actually become your own tormentor if you go back to those circles of hell. At first, it's just pointless fussing. Yes, we scold ourselves. We just keep scolding ourselves all the time. I can't handle it, or I'm wasting time because I'm afraid. I'm just wasting time for nothing, you know? Putting off something else. I just want to. For example, Virgos have this trait, wanting to do something perfectly. Do it imperfectly, don't be afraid. Let your dream be imperfect, nothing is perfect. But you can't pray perfectly, it falls apart. You saw today, my table wasn't ready at all. And there were keys on the table. Some cards were lying there. And here I am shouting to you, can you hear me? Hello, hello, girls. You're writing. I can't see the chat. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to. Someone is writing to me directly, telling me to turn it off. But that means starting everything over again. I don't want to lose you, or, for example, myself. That's how it is. It's kind of unclear. But you see, I met you myself. And is that a bad thing? And do you see what I want? I'm trying in every way, and it makes me happy that you're there for me, that everything is fine from your side. She's Vladimira. We can hear everything. It's not for nothing, not empty words. Oh, it's unfair. That's it. Then what comes next? Well, longing, melancholy, melancholy. Yes, that's it. Oh, by the way, it's not for nothing, they say. Don't call on God in vain, in vanity. And yet we even mention God. You must never do that. Yes, because it's divine love, and we often criticize in our vanity, which means we're criticizing God. Right away, you should just leave everything as it is, dear. He says, well, damn, you've been nagging me with your criticism all my life, and now you're even asking me to stop your life. Child, my foolish one, I love you. So, how many years have you been asking me to do this? To put you in the hospital for a while, so you can think a bit about what you're criticizing, right? Because the first circle of hell is actually despair. Oh, nothing ever works out for me. What a fate I have. And the second is lust, passion, all those things like gluttony, comfort. They come next. You can check there, and if I find my recording where I was in the balloon, I'll send it. I don't remember. Okay, I filmed it, but not very well. And I also filmed the frescoes there, and of course, they impressed me. But probably there are better professional ones at home. Well, I was just relaxing, you know. looking around, walking through the cathedrals in the balloon. By the way, this last part, this is the threshold. When you enter the second to last circle, when you are already betraying, well, or you were betrayed, yes, by those for whom you were a benefactor, yes, that's considered the most terrible thing. Can you imagine? Right before you end up there, that's it. You lose your soul. You won't feel it anymore. You've lost all the energy of warmth and light when you betrayed those who helped you from the bottom of their hearts. Thank you. You were even ungrateful, and also ungrateful to God for your talents. God gave everyone talents. Oh, my Father. Well, He definitely gave you talents. I just said it now. Yes, and here you have the sun, you have the light. Why? Because no matter how hard it is for you, yes, you sometimes fall into self-criticism and criticism of some people. But no matter how hard it is for you, you stop your own desires, those that can lead you into disharmony. Remove them. That's why you always hold on. You keep your goal in mind, the warmth of your soul, gratitude to those people, but those who are above you. Maybe it's your children, to the man, to anyone kind to you, to those who are like sunshine to you, those who treat you warmly, with light. Light is God, it's warmth, love here in the manifested world. And you try to show yourself to them in the same way. Whoever once lent you a hand, you, in turn, reach out as well, no matter how hard it is for you here, the hardships, the heaviness. In general, look, so why are you doing it this way? This is the same card. She says, well, you're still holding on. You're still holding on, even though it's hard for you during this transition. And so, well, you don't let go. You don't let go of the light of your soul, the gratitude to people, to those who were good to you once. You don't let go. That's why what's waiting for you is new happiness. Maybe this year, because, well, during the year, maybe in this cycle, it will still be a bit difficult. Yes, this little cycle that we're looking at, 28 days. Yes, here you will see the whole truth. You will see the whole truth. And yes, that's the price you pay for seeing it. Sometimes you see crap, sorry. I can't put it any other way. You see rot in other people. You see how the earth and nature are dying. You!
Видите?
Thank you, that's the price. You just need to see the light right away, and you try to do that. So, harmony. When we see darkness, we try to see the light. Does that create harmony or give light? Then, well, for example, you're walking down the street, there's dirt, right? You clean it up, throw it away, I don't know. Or, for example, a hungry kitten. You call animal rescue. I don't know, it depends on what country you live in. Maybe you take it home if you can.
А,
You handed someone a plate to help. I don't know. Or a smile, you brighten things up with a smile. Well, because you stand tall, you hold on to the light. And yes, then there's the sun's cycle. Well, the minimum cycle is a month. The minimum cycle for the moon is 28 days here. It's a month by the calendar.
ну, вообще год, конечно.
Thank you, that's all. They say you need to think about it. Well, some quick solution will come, some kind of disharmony. Well, right here, whether it's financial or you just can't get something done. I don't even know. Maybe you just need to stop.
Остановить.
Well, that's why stationary Mercury, you see, yes, it's a bit sharp, still a dream, sharpness. And so they fall on the reversed Two of Pentacles. Maybe postpone something to another time. Well, in the past, it was what brought joy and happiness. For some, it's meeting with their children. For others, it's some creative project. The Six of Cups, love, romantic relationships. To take it to a new level, or to think about them, about romantic relationships, from a different perspective. Also, you know, under the garden that you keep trying to protect. Yes, it came up. And in reality, you can only protect it through a spiritual foundation. meaning spiritual protection. It is above, higher. The energies are high. They are still above our base. You know, these ones. Well, material ones, which are exactly the ones that cause passions. Here, it's either something related to children. The Six of Cups is about the past, which brought joy. It's good energy, people from the past creative moments. Sports, by the way, the fifth house of the horoscope. That's also sports. Oh, by the way, here's the symbol of the fifth house of the horoscope. To understand what I want, what my goals are, what goals my children have, and so on. For example, adult children have the right to live differently, to want different things, to create differently. I can't decide everything for them. Or new romantic, some kind of relationship with a new man, or new goals about gold, about money. Money should come harmoniously, even though it's hard. I want it to happen quickly and suddenly, but I just can't when it comes to money. Two of Pentacles. It's a different time now. And that's also a strategic plan, to take a step back. Look, if Napoleon, I don't know, any military leader, well, these are cards, military swords. They usually show how we fight or make strategic decisions. If they were always like, go fight all the time, and their warriors were already there, there's nothing for lunch, right? Sometimes there is, sometimes not. I've gathered everything already, not even to treat some wound, right? Gotten from a sword like some gladiator, right? And to him, it's like, go on, go. Let them just cut your head off. I won't even feed you. I won't feed you. I won't let you sleep. Just die already without sleep. We also have energy, energy that has been given to us since childhood. Maybe you just need to harmonize something. Pause for a while, but you know, well, it's not for nothing. That's why the witch card keeps coming up for you. The witch card keeps coming up for you. Maybe you shouldn't rush. Don't rush anything. The inner child wants to learn everything quickly, in a hurry.
А,
Well, or your own child. But again, it depends on what kind of child, what age, editor, because there's a nuance here too. Again, the witch card comes up for you so you don't get burned, so you don't get hurt. Maybe you'll really want something. This is also a card of children, like a child, wanting to rush somewhere, to do something, to tear something away, to destroy something, to refuse, not to do something. I don't know. It's something like that. Well, let's reveal a little more. Oh, strength. You'll really want to give something up or do something drastic for your health. This is a card of health, sports, and something else gradually. But you can't just go and start building muscles, for example. It depends on what you decided to make healthy. Yes, healthy relationships with work, with finances, or something else. Well, it's like if you went to the gym thinking you could build muscles like Schwarzenegger in just one day. Well, no, you won't. You'd die. There's a time when lactic acid will be eating away at you there. It's painful. You have to go through it gradually. Plus, there's nutrition and your lifespan. And maybe someone really wants to recover faster because of their health. Should I force myself to run, rush myself to work? Or should I demand a healthy relationship only from the man's side?
в
But I'm satisfied with the standard one. I see. Well, I don't know. I see. I want it, and I can't stop myself. You see things correctly, but you can't demand everything right away. That's it. You've gone through some kind of transformation over the years because you have good intuition. But some people don't see, some can't, and maybe some just don't want to at all. If they don't want to, then it's up to them. But maybe over time they'll see, but at a healthy pace. Yes, just like, for example, if you spray watermelons with pesticides, yes, of course, you'll make some money, but half of your customers will get poisoned, and then you'll never make money selling those watermelons at the market again. Yes, workers. Well, I'm speaking figuratively, of course. You can make a lot of money at once and all that. Look, it's not for nothing, but still, it's about the money. Here it is reversed. Either it's some kind of stable relationship with someone, or it's about money. That's how you save up for something. Here it falls here. It's also a sharp moment. The card says you can cut it down, but cut it down at the expense of what? Subtitles? That's why there's a moment for reflection here, right? With you, these 28 days are given to you so that you can understand whether we're moving toward the same goal or not, and where this goal will lead me. Well, let's say if I suddenly make a lot of money, or if I'm studying, that's also the Two of Pentacles. I'm learning and earning, right? Or maybe I'm forcing myself, like, damn, I won't sleep or eat, just money, damn, right away, and put everything into studying, or I'll just collapse later. So, yeah, I finished studying, registered somewhere, and then immediately ended up in the hospital. Why do I need this? Where is this leading me? Yeah, what's my goal?
Люди.
People, am I dragging them there by force? Do they even want to go or not? Or maybe they're rushing me. They say, come on. Like a child says, hurry up, hurry up. And I say, take a deep breath. Do it in a healthy way, yes. And I need to think, are we even moving toward the same goal? Maybe I don't want this at all. Maybe a man is asking you to marry him, but I don't want to. Yes, I just don't know. Maybe it'll be uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to. Or maybe being alone is easier. That's right. I'm my own sunshine. And I'll feel uncomfortable here, cooking food, working. I just can't anymore. I don't want to. That's what you truly want. You can't lie about your goal here, not to yourself, not to others. So that's why it's given for a healthy transition. You know, this simple thing, taking care of your health. There will be a healthy transition. Don't rush. You can clearly see what will happen if you hurry. Yes, maybe you won't earn all the money. Or maybe your child wants a new job. Yes, well, you can't earn all the money anyway. Maybe at first you need to take a low-paying position or something like that. Anyway, something like that. Sorry, I probably need to close the door. They won't give us anything. I'm not expecting anyone. I won't give anything. They stopped. Probably realized themselves that I'm not expecting anyone. As soon as I started talking, they immediately stopped. Stopped calling. As soon as they heard me, well, that's it. So, where did I put the deck while I was scolding those who came to me? Uninvited. Maybe there are some uninvited people on your way, or not on your way. Maybe you're afraid of losing someone from your past. For example, a friend likes to drink. Well, I don't know, yeah, and she's always like, let's meet up and go to karaoke together, but you're already on a different path. And it's scary to lose someone you've known since childhood. But don't be afraid. I mean, real friends will accept you no matter what, and you'll accept a real friend too, whether they're drunk or whatever. I'm just speaking figuratively. Figuratively. You'll find a way out. It's called how to harvest, how to increase your resources. Like I said, you'll find a way out calmly. That facility on Mercury is just for peace of mind, to sit and think, not to answer right away, but to think, what do I want? What am I afraid of? Why am I starting to feel this way? Some kind of confusion. Something weird starts inside me. Where could it come from? I really don't want this. Maybe someone is inviting you to work, or proposing to you, or something else. Or maybe you're rushing someone, and they don't want to. But why am I doing this? Why do I want to control others? Ask yourself, why? What am I afraid of? I guess I can do it alone, too. We all come here alone, and we leave alone. So basically, it's something to think about. Well, let's ask Hecate some questions. Now she has already appeared here. She has shown herself, and you already know a lot. Both Hecate and the witch are with you. And so you gather your resource through powerful intuition. The resource of the Empress will come, where you don't have to act immediately, but at least be aware. Be aware that if you act faster, you can actually get something there. But at what cost is this called? In general, the Empress, well, it takes her 9 months for something to be born. Thank you. And for us, the universe takes 9 months. So thank you. So the universe, it turns out, is in the ninth, in Sagittarius, for us. Another point, a black one. Oh Lord, well that's the manifestation of Hecate. The threefold goddess is the moon, Selene, and Adam's first wife. Girls, write it down. I forgot her name. I adore her, even though all astrologers criticize her. They're really afraid of her. They say she's such a vixen, but she's wonderful, Adam's first wife. She is the embodiment of a freedom-loving woman who can achieve great things on her own. Girls, write in. What's her name again? Subtitles. Did you forget? Well, anyway, it's an hour. Lilith, thank you. Yes, thank you, subtitles. Simon. That's right. And many astrologers don't like her. Well, you see, I'm an esoteric, a practitioner, I'm a witch, and Lilith is also a witch. Everyone was afraid of her, so she just decided, well, that's it. Of course, yes, she tempts, because she can have so many things at the same time. I don't even know what's bad about her, really. There's a lot of fire in her. She's very fertile. Here you need to be harmonious, so that the old doesn't destroy the bright and pure. So that in Virgo, the old and familiar doesn't ruin your attitude toward yourself, toward others, toward work, or your ability to earn a living. I don't know, to create that notorious Virgo comfort zone, not to destroy it, so that it would be like a push, I don't know, toward more independence. Although yes, she will be tempted to snap at someone, or something like that. Well, in general, that's just how I see it personally. Let's just take Selena. Oh, Selena, oh my god. I keep calling everyone Hecate, but she's unique. She's also a guardian angel. So, the devil didn't come up. Selena didn't come up here either. Well, I've already told you about the devil. Yes, about all of that. Here it is. The first circle is the vestibule of hell. The vestibule of hell. Sitting month after month, day after day, arguing, criticizing yourself, others, the world. And it's all empty fuss. It's all the time. Yes. And it's right to say that the world is unfair, that the human world is unfair. Sometimes even those so-called saints end up there. I'm such a good person, but the whole world is unfair, you know? Always acting like a victim. Yes, behaving like that too. So you need to know when to stop. Let's ask, what does the new moon mean for you?
Ну,
Well, the entry point here is reversed. What does that mean for you? Maybe it means not making decisions for your children. Maybe it means that your inner child will scream and stomp their feet a little. Your inner child? You try to stop them a bit, but they still do it. No, I want to rush off right now and make a mistake. Yes, like do something upside down, step in the wrong place, or step on the child's tail. To say, Daika, let me control you. Yes, a new guy, or some new business. Let me take hyper control, and I'll end up tormenting myself. Does it mean something to you? Here it is, a good card. On top, empty worries are turning over. This is what you need to go through so that there are no empty worries. And this card again shows the Three of Wands is reversed. Yes. So you don't get karmic punishment later. Yes, just like that. So no one can blame you later saying, it was you told me to do it this way, right? Or, well, yes, that's it. Most likely you are already in it. Yes, you are already flying to gather your harvest. Here she is, the Empress. You are already in flight, going to collect your harvest. And you have doubts, like, where am I going to land? That's what it's called. Well, wherever you land, you'll have a whole year ahead of you. And those, for your happiness. What to say no to, what to say yes to, which helper to say yes to, which helper to say no to, whom to help, whom not to help, what helps. This is the Six of Pentacles. You will always have helpers here. 20 of them, this is the highest energy. It will last the whole year. Yes, Vaxa. So that you remain financially balanced, by the way. These are also pentacles. Where do you spend your time, on pointless worries or not? So that later you end up with, I don't know, a sore leg? Your teeth falling apart? Well, that's karma, karma. That's Saturn. Well, where else? I got hit in the back. I was carrying everything for everyone by myself. Yes, in an unhealthy way. I was forcing myself, carrying everything on my own. I got hit in the back here. My teeth fell out. Or, well, I don't know. I put them on the shelf later because I was in the hospital. So, there's also this thing here. And you'll understand that this is the acute period, yes, where maybe you spend more time or money, or, on the contrary, you have to take a step back, like, I can't handle two areas at once. It's called, this is a bit sharp for me. You will understand that it was the right choice, and those who love you, the people, they will be with you. And if you truly love yourself, that's called true love, because it's the highest octave of true love. I truly love my soul, or myself, my machine, my body. Here it is, my human body. You're running around trying to gather resources somewhere, which means you're lacking resources somewhere. Just a little bit, yes, here it is. The body, the machine, the avatar. I don't know. If we imagine our life as a game, yes. And here it is, our soul. It's the higher supreme energy, the highest astral. Do I truly love myself? Do I truly love other people? Do I understand them? Why, for example, do they even end up in circles of hell? Well, why is he a narcissist? Maybe it's due to narcissistic trauma. It doesn't mean that I let them take advantage of me. I just understand that I need to say no to them, and do it nicely, with a smile. You don't have to criticize them, or strike them with lightning, or anything like that. Yes, that's it. Criticism here on Earth, right? Saying criticism like, you're a parasite, this and that's not right. And that's where we end up. Not where we should be. So in general, whether it's in a healthy way or not, you'll understand here that this choice, even if it was a bit sharp, was actually for harmony, so that the soul would feel good like this. Yes, I like it. That's what it's called. Restructuring is happening. Your energy centers are shifting. You need to correct your chakras. Oh, you need to make a correction. Maybe, yes, by the way, maybe I wasn't even wrong. Yes, when you make a slip of the tongue in the flow, most likely, it's about correcting the chakra energy. It's just that this card comes up often. It's a karmic card. Your energy is shifting. I mean, it's floating. It used to be in one energy, and now it's moving into another. And it's a doubtful, uncomfortably uncertain transition, because some kind of change is happening, and you haven't even grounded yourself yet. And yes, the decisions you make here will have a strong impact on your karma. All the decisions made about love, lovers, loved ones, moments, how we earn money, about our beauty. Even those, whether I treat my soul beautifully, by the way, and how I treat the souls of other people. Even those who, damn it, don't feel them. You know, sometimes it happens that, well, people just don't feel they were born disabled. For some reason, we understand people with disabilities if they're missing a leg or an arm. We understand why they're angry. Or we understand terminally ill patients and why they're angry. They get angry, or why they smell when their body is decaying. Yes, we understand that. But there are also people who are disabled in their soul. They also have a smell, but it's a different kind of suffocating presence. Feel sorry for yourself, but also try to understand them. Just walk away. They won't get it. And you can't teach them, not even a non-disabled person. They don't have a limbic system. There are no connections in their brain. They don't feel the soul. The soul has depth, but there are no neural connections to the neocortex. The neocortex is where we understand things with our head, with logic. They're great at logic. They can justify everything. They can act out feelings or something else, but they can't actually feel you. But you can. Who could be more in demand than you? You have such a blow. You can feel, and it's scary, unpleasant, creepy. Well, there are huge advantages to the gift, too. You walk like a witch, you know what to do? Well, yes. Maybe with worries, anxieties, with fears. Yeah, and it's scary, vodka. Looking at a leg, some kind of dirt, and you'll see it, but you sense it. There are people who are very afraid to watch horror movies, and you, damn, feelings, so maybe. But you are exactly the kind of person that if someone comes up to you and asks to teach them, maybe not directly, you are a karmic teacher. Hecate manifested, that is, the energies of Hecate as a goddess are manifested in you. God breathed into each of us, yes, the energy of the soul, yes, the Holy Spirit, meaning the strength of spirit, confidence. I believe that well, maybe it's not physical strength anymore, but the strength of spirit. My word is strong, and something else. People respect me. I believe in myself. And Hecate, well, she breathed into you. The gift of foresight, apparently, really. But it's the only one that took a long time to study, because it's impossible not to study Hecate's gift here. And to become a witch knows. So, you've already studied it. Well, some parts already, thanks to karmic actions. That's where it all started for us. Here they are, human karma, actions that have negative consequences. And yes, you see, there are a lot of negative consequences. Well, of course, it's unpleasant. Maybe someone even sees that something should have been done earlier. Something so that, damn, this wouldn't have happened now. Well, that's experience on Earth. If you had known back then, you would have done it. But before you had this experience, you could only do what you were able to do. That's it. Stop judging yourself, you're not God. And it's pride to judge yourself if someone here is scolding themselves. Wow, I really got carried away. Well, yes, Hecate got carried away with you. For the sake of purity? I'm asking, what about you? I got so carried away for the sake of purity. Cleanse me. Six of Cups. For the sake of creativity. In general, I entered the creative process here, into a pure flow. Hecate tells me, and what does this mean for you? You may feel comfortable, she says, but what about them? Are they comfortable? You probably criticize yourself even more harshly, even more severely. I understand that since you feel completely comfortable with me, I even started to feel a bit ashamed that I just started criticizing, you know? And Akata says, it's for purity, but they're comfortable with it. You criticize yourself even worse. Oh, how you criticize yourself. Fire 7. That you didn't do something, didn't achieve something. Why do you grumble at yourself like old people? Oh, like a reversed fire 7 achieved. Pentacle lady, that's why you grumble. You should have gathered, you should have done it. Either I'm a bad mother, a bad wife, or my home isn't quite right. That's not true. You need to clear that. It's negative energy. Oh, yes. That's made in fire. That's bad energy. That's unjustified energy. You know that. But you have periods when it happens. You just need to say justified things about yourself gradually and in a pure form, and about others too. By the way, yes, it's time to finish. Right here is transformation, death, transition. It's time to gradually, step by step, little by little, in this energy, little by little, cleanse, cleanse. I just wanted to say that. Do some breathing exercises. Well, it got scary too. Everyone is afraid of death. Inhale for 4 or 7 breaths, but karmically, it's better to do 8. Inhale for 8, hold for 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a deep breath, stop, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale slowly for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we release the terrible thoughts that destroy us, the terrible words that destroy us. That our health, pentacles, is our body, our money, our comfort zone, our happiness, our paradise on earth. Who here could be such a lady, even if she's unpleasant, even if she's boring, even if people sometimes think she's greedy? But it's to her, like a mother, that everyone runs, because she has everything for everyone. She has time for everyone. She knows what everyone likes. Her garden is always full. She has a cozy home. Yes. Sometimes people think she's greedy, but who is she? She's paradise on earth, home comfort. People come to her to dry their socks, to dry their souls, because she knows how to support. She might not scream like she's been cut. I love you. I'll get you anything. I'll buy you an apartment. She, on the contrary, will say, "Why are you rushing? You need to think about finances. You need to think about your health. You need to brush your teeth every day and keep an eye on the wheat. Now come on, cleanse yourselves, and with every breath, burn away the negativity. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it. Everything that's bad, burn it, and let it never come back. Restore your energy potential." The Pentacle Lady, who always has some money saved up, always has a cozy home, a hearth. Children will always come to her. No one will forget her. Maybe everyone always comes crawling back to her and her hearth, no matter what state they're in, because it's warm, comfortable, and cozy there. That's it. I've scolded you enough. That's what this month is given for. You'll even thank yourself for showing true love to yourself and your loved ones, your children, and those you feel emotions for. I'll say it again. Sometimes we don't believe. But why don't we believe? Ask yourself this question and breathe out all that negativity. Let it transform and leave you. Why don't you believe? Or maybe you shouldn't. Someone, those you love, have the right to live the way they want. They have their own choices. For you, maybe it's a beautiful life, but for someone else, it's not a beautiful life. That's the right to choose in free will. God gave it to us. Maybe someone doesn't believe you, and you're afraid to lose. You have sincere feelings for someone, and you push yes, your own sincere desire to do something you're afraid to lose. So I'll be a bad person? I won't be called a friend. That's not a friendly attitude. Thank you.
Хочу быть ангелом для всех, называется.
Well, you can't be an angel.
Только на
Subtitles by Dima Torzak. First, become an angel for me. For everyone, an angel. You will die on earth. You can only be an angel for everyone on earth, for yourself on a higher level. First, love your neighbor as yourself. Learn to love yourself, then give to your neighbor. You can't save the whole world. Yes, we complain about this world all the time, but that's too much. Do it for yourself. Save yourself. Then you'll only save those who can be saved. And there are people who have to save themselves. Well, you can't save those who don't appreciate you, or if for some reason you don't appreciate something, but you still want to look good in someone's eyes. And it's impossible to protect here.
так говорит.
Think carefully again about what needs to be removed, even if you really don't want to. Something disharmonious here is also the card of self-deception. Is this our masculine-feminine energy that's disharmonious? I don't believe in myself. Somewhere you criticize yourself. Yes, I don't believe in myself. I treat my finances with disharmony, my energies, my values. By the way, I treat them disharmoniously. I actually deceive myself. This is also the card of vitality, so I steal money or health from myself.
А,
Or maybe there is someone among us who deceives us, and we like it, but we're afraid to say anything. Or someone is self-deceived. Maybe an alcoholic is self-deceived. A drug addict is self-deceived. There are just people who are self-deceived, and they can't get out of it. It's easier for them to live by deceiving themselves, thinking they're good or something else. They can't tell themselves the truth. but you can tell yourself the truth. You already see so many scary things that you can at least tell yourself the truth.
То с этими людьми нелегко.
And they don't value themselves simply because they're afraid to value themselves. There needs to be a long process of working through it. It should take more time.
М,
They're afraid, yes. A soul that's not nourished. I don't know, with love, not nourished, dry. Well, you still help with your presence. You help. But the Eight of Pentacles always means a long process. It's about polishing every day, every single day. Well, it's impossible to polish. Damn. Someone's emotions, they just can't feel the way you do. At least in this. Thank you. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. You have your own uniqueness, they have theirs. So, your uniqueness, thank you. Oh, they have theirs. Thank you. God gave them something of their own, thank God. In general, He gave everyone their own uniqueness, thank you. Maybe it's also stagnation, some kind of stability, a stronger stubbornness. That's also uniqueness. It's needed for something else. Maybe there really is a man here because, well, basically, God is saying here that everyone has their own uniqueness, and it's needed here on Earth. It's exactly so that people can better understand themselves and others. Thank you. Uh-huh. Well, yes, so that emotions flow into knowledge, meaning that the limbic system connects with the new cortex. You are like a connecting link. It's just that some people have less of this. It's more stagnant. And some people, look, like this divine energy is present in everyone, but if you turn the emperor upside down, that's a despot, that's a tyrant, that's a narcissist, that's the devil, a reversed god, that's darkness. Some people just aren't given this at all, not at all. But God said that everyone is given it. It's just that some people are born disabled. You can't be with some people who are disabled. Thank you, especially those who don't feel the soul. That's right, those who can't create. At least a little bit. Protection. Yourself, marked subtitles. And then the protection of others, subtitles.
вот у меня
Subtitles created by Dimatorzak. Revival. To revive the Supreme Court of Justice. Spirituality.
духовность.
Girls! So that's the kind of awesome situation we have.
Бомбич.
So, I think, Nuka. A couple more cards. Oh, here it is. Expressed, yes. Here it is. Here's the opposition. Earth and higher energy. Well, someone has it written on their hand, you see, to be like this, and to bring change, to create in destruction. And this is supposed to happen on Earth, because without darkness, there is no light. You won't see it. You won't even be able to analyze it. Black and white. Yes, it's a karmic scythe that, of course, is here for us. Well, such a teacher, in general. Such a teacher, although here it's Jupiter. You become a winner when you understand the higher meanings, the karmic ones. Here on Earth, what are they? In order to achieve and expand your space, expand your money, expand your knowledge, your travels, you basically need to go through sharp realizations about yourself, about this world, and so on. Basically, this karmic scythe connects things, but it also gives, because Jupiter, well, here Jupiter is generous with abundance. Although, yes, a sharp realization, a sharp awareness happens. Yes, a sharp realization, especially in masculine and feminine energies. Or, like the card that came up, where yin and yang is sometimes our inner energy, the masculine and feminine principles. Or is it a man and a woman separately, as an addition, yes, gender-wise? Yes, it always makes my head spin. And there wouldn't be any growth or prosperity of the family tree without it. So all of us are given this for a reason. Yes, to see some kinds of betrayal and understand that you can't act that way, to feel emotional pain, so that later you can protect your children and your family from such people. I don't know. Well, in general, to grow, not to teach your own family to behave that way, to understand that this is, well, for us, the worst kind of betrayal. Yes, when Judas did it for money, well, his worldview, again, there were deeper meanings there. Here he is, showing Jupiterian traits.
А,
Betrayed the one who revealed eternal life to him. Yes, in general. The word knows a lot right now. Like the word now. At this moment, it can either keep you on earth or destroy you on earth. So your words here are very powerful. And in general, human words mean a lot. Well, you'll be shown in general who is talking to you, a shark or a kind dolphin. You will see all of this. You will see everyone. And it's all for the sake of justice. That's what we have. Justice. So that later you can say, well, finally.